Designing for smaller spaces they have to be very tailored to whoever's occupying that space. A bit like wearing a garment, it needs to fit that person. When you see the building on the street, it's a pretty uninspiring block of flats. When people first walk in, they're a little bit, gobsmacked. The preconception maybe with small space living is that it's this sort of, living in a shoebox, and actually it's about how it connects to its locality. What's that relationship? You're not necessarily mean you have to compromise your living. You can still have your own personality, to be a little bit more experimental and live as you want to live. It's just thinking a little bit differently. The first one as you come in is this raised plinth, so that's actually built up off the floor. Coming from England, I've always had a thing about having baths. Really like the idea of taking the bath out of the bathroom, making it something that's an experience. Why can't I have a bath in the living room? And that drains underneath there, so it's part functional, but then having this opulent, marble-clad podium, it's fantastic. And then the idea with the kitchen is it's basically a steel box that kind of sits on the marble podium and sort of have these overlapping functions or connecting different spaces. Using objects or elements that have multi-uses is kind of a really nice way to have dynamic things happening in small spaces. The idea that the door is also sort of a mirror, but sort of a gold sheen, so it has that really nice warmth to it. As it slides, sort of, captures different views of the opposite wall. And then the other one is this big steel pivot door, so that in the summer can be open, getting some fresh air in. Lighting can really kind of affect the mood and the ambience of the space. So I would sort of pick out certain things and certain ambiences and have a variety of lighting rather than light the whole thing up with some sort of Batman cave. The ceiling, kind of painted it with this dark colour to try and make it feel more intimate and cosy, which then sort of graduates down to the ground, so it sort of hugs you a bit. Buildings are, made of steel and bricks and structural things, and so sometimes it's about taking things off to reveal. That also a really nice idea of, discovery, or, a little bit of a homage to the building itself.